Right, because you guys are holding them accountable throughout their process before going to
No,
OCS.
I mean, we don't hold nobody accountable. You either do the fucking work or
Follow it.
you don't get what you
Yeah.
fuck
I'm about to graduate college. I'm a
Yep.
student athlete, play 2 sports,
Okay.
and
What 2 sports?
hockey and lacrosse.
Currently in pilot training for the U.S. Air Force, and Jake and his team have been with me the whole way through for the past few years. They have supported me and guided me. So thank you to Jake, and thank you to your team. Here now.
I've always had a desire to be in the military,
Okay.
and not until this year I've seen which route is best. It seems like in the Army is the best route.
What do you want to do long term?
Long term, I'm majoring in finance. So you mean like after military?
No, I'm just saying, like, what was your GPA in finance?
Right now it's a 3.8, Alvernia University.
Alvernia? My dude was offensive coordinator there. So
Oh, cool.
So 3.8. So let me ask you this. Have you thought about flying airplanes?
No.
I'm just going to tell you this. You should think about flying airplanes. With a 3.8, I would think about flying airplanes, flat out.
Why is that? Just
You're going to make $400,000 for the rest of your life working 15 days a month when you get out of the military. It's better than any job you're going to get. Unless you plan on, what's your dad do?
My dad, he's a respiratory therapist.
So unless you got people in the big money, hedge fund wise, like $400,000 a year for the rest of your life with the best lifestyle in the world, probably the best job in the world. Now, some of the guys don't necessarily love it. They feel like they're bus drivers, but I go drive a bus. You can pay me $400,000, I'll go drive a bus.
What kind of flying would it be? Like,
that depends on you.
Or like
the different do, how hard you're gonna work, right? We got 2 F-35 pilots in the Marine Corps. All they did was study for 2.5 years straight. If you're willing to study for 2.5 years straight, you got 3.8 up at Alvernia. This is a good school. Then you should have no problems. Now you need to get some flight time. You need to fly. It's probably anywhere from 50 to 100 hours before you go. Get your private pilot's license. All that stuff helps, but if you don't want to, I know you play hockey and lacrosse, so
I haven't made any commitment to any route yet, but I'm a pretty physical guy, and I like being on my feet, using my hands.
You're not running very fast right now, though. For lacrosse, dude, you ain't
the long distance.
Were you a goalie?
No, I'm actually a midfield. I do the running.
So
but
how are you running so slow?
I'm like a sprinter. I'm not.
You should be able to run a 35-minute 5-mile pretty easy.
I haven't trained for that yet. I haven't.
All right. What are your questions?
So, well, if I did do the OCS route, questions would just be physically. I've heard you talk about how to prepare with rucking and running a little bit, but
just email me and ask for the Army PDF.
What's that?
Email me and ask for the Army PDF. It'll explain everything to you.
Just like in terms of what, like routine, workout routine?
Everything.
Everything. I've talked to a few Army guys, and they said if you do OCS, you're not guaranteed. I just want to know what kind of to choose my job or
I don't know. Kyle, this is what I'm going to tell you, Kyle. You don't train and you're not running 35-minute 5-mile, then you up to the Army to pick the job that you want to do. But the 60 dudes that I sent last year, every one of them got their first choice. Every one of them was running sub 35-minute 5-mile.
So
that's up to you.
So the more competitive your times are and the higher you rank in your classes, the more.
So I'm getting ready to shoot a Zoom with my kid. Chris got selected to go over to Sandhurst, which is the infantry school for the British Army, and spend 1.5 years in the British School of Infantry. One of the premier jobs, opportunities twice a year, 2 kids get it. He got meritoriously selected, finished 3rd in his class at OCS. Okay? I don't know what to tell you, bro. We've had 3 kids finish 1st in basic training class, the honor man in their basic training class. We've had probably, out of that 60 kids, we probably have 15 finish in the top 10. The next 15 finished in the top 20. We really haven't had anybody out of the top 30 in those 60 kids. We haven't had nobody near the bottom ever.
Right, because you guys are holding them accountable throughout their process before going to OCS.
I mean, we don't hold nobody accountable. You either do the fucking work or you don't get what you fucking want.
It probably says it in the program, but how much time should I give between when I graduate or now till I go in?
So I would tell you, are you graduating in May or in December?
In May.
Then you need to go see the recruiters right now, because but here's the deal. You got to run a 12-minute 2-mile to get picked up. 12:30 2-mile. Can't be any worse than 12:30, which I'm pretty sure you could do because you run a 21-minute 3.2 mile, right? 5K?
Right.
So you should be able to run a 12 flat 2-mile, correct?
I can definitely get it down to that,
But the PT test is different now. So, but you got to max the PT test as an officer because they picked 1 kid up last cycle that didn't have a max PT score. And now,
So-
let me not say max. The top tier group, which I think is high, if you're not in the high category, you're not getting selected for OCS.
Like that top 5%.
It's not the top 5%. I think it's called the high group.
So just like tier 1 group. And that's expected for officers. If you don't meet those requirements.
I'm just telling you, the last board had one kid select, and he was in the medium category. Everybody in the medium and below did not get selected.
That's good to know. I didn't know that.
Physically, you have to dominate. And then when you go to OCS, you got to dominate. You got to basic training, you got to dominate.
Right. And pretty much you're evaluated the whole time too, right?
Listen, bro, we ain't splitting fucking atoms here. We're just going to be an officer in the Army. This shit ain't hard. None of it is hard. None of it. Not one bit of it is hard.
So say I go through OCS and I'm meeting the requirements. What is the school after that, or what's the training after that?
What do you want to do? If you want to go infantry, you're gonna go to
probably
Ibulloch
Ranger
Steer School. We've had one kid struggle in Ranger School. He just went 59-day non-select and went right back and did another 59 days, and he just got his Ranger tab. I don't recommend it. We had a couple kids get heat stroke in the summer. That is what it is. It's hot in Georgia in the summer. But we ain't had nobody struggle. We done had a couple kids go to Ranger School before going to Ibulloch. They crushed it. Does that make sense?
And a big concern of mine was the land nav, because I've never had any experience with that.
So you're smart. You go on my website where you join. I recommend you join the school's classroom, right? Everything is on the school's classroom for free. Well, not for free. Everything's on the school's classroom, but it's not $300. The land nav class is $19 on my website. So if you go on my website and study, you'll be fine. Land nav is not hard. They just teach it to you stupid way. I'll teach it to you the easy way.
Oh, they have their own unique way of teaching it.
They just do azimuth and pace count. It's the dumbest thing in the world. They don't teach you nothing else. Just azimuth. You get lost. You got no idea where you are. You ain't got no possibility. There's no route plan. There's no walk plan. There's no reset points. Just walk over there. Count your paces. It's just army foolishness.
Seems like they try to dumb it down a little bit then.
Army. Big green. Yeah. Not called the Rockets. It's not NASA, right? NASA. It's called the Army.
Right. Another concern of mine would be, so in lacrosse, I get shin splints, and I've played lacrosse seasons with stress fractures. I talked to a buddy of mine. He's going to SOAS this summer. He told me to take calcium pills, or there's other supplements I can take.
Let me ask you this. I'm going to go back to that everything. You think it's included in the PDF?
It is. Okay.
Right. So why don't you get the PDF? Take a look at it. If you got questions, ask. Tell your boy, is your boy running 60 miles a week and swimming 25,000 that's going to SOAS?
So his father was actually a SEAL. He told me he has a program. It's pretty rigorous. I forget the actual numbers, but it's very high volume with running and swimming.
Just ask him. Jake asked you, are you doing 25,000 a week swimming and 50 to 60 miles a week running and rucking? Really, it need to be 75 miles a week running and rucking. Wait, he was this summer?
No. This coming summer he's going. So next summer.
I'm telling you, SOAS ain't like nothing else, bro. SOAS is hell week, and if you're not prepared, half of the class falls over on Tuesday.
Second day, really?
Well, it starts Sunday, so Sunday, Monday, and then Tuesday, half the class falls over, and they 50% attrition on Tuesday, basically. And then you got Wednesday's a bunch of attrition. Like, they got it down to like 30% of the class, 40% of the class is making it to the finish line.
Is that mostly quitting, or is that just not being physically prepared?
I would say their body's shutting down. I had a kid that went out there that wasn't ready. He was running 30 miles a week, and he fell over in formation, pissed and shit on himself, and went to the hospital for 2 weeks.
Damn, they're just not physically mature enough.
No, the volume deal, it's a monster, bro. It is a monster.
I talked to a few kids who just recently, they've been in the teams for maybe a year now, and they told me a little bit about SOAS. They said it's pretty much. One was an officer. He went to SOAS. He said it's just so condensed in such a short time. It's a lot in such a short period of time.
It ain't even a lot, bro. It's a massive amount, like a dump truck. It's a dump truck in 6 days, Sunday to Friday. You going to SOAS?
After talking, so I went to that SEAL swim I told you about in the email in New York City, and I met a lot of SEALs. and I've thought about it. Yeah, I'm kind of proficient in the water. I'm not a swimmer, but the friend that is doing it next summer, I learned a little bit about it through him, and I have thought about it. But again, that's probably seems. How is that compared to OCS? Probably much more like a lot tougher.
OCS is gonna be like a regular game.
Yeah,
It's gonna be like a regular lacrosse game. And going to SOAS is gonna be like lacrosse games a day for 6 days straight. How long does a lacrosse game take? 2.5.
2.5 hours. Yeah, it's
So,
4 quarters. Yeah.
7 lacrosse games a day for 6 days straight, and you don't get no sub.
Right.
Hmm.
How much rest do you get? Like, for it's just you're all week, you're up, you don't sleep. Yeah,
It's
hell
hell
week. Yeah.
week with no preparation, no 8 weeks prior preparation. It's just straight into the dungeon.
And the one guy I talked to who went through it a couple years ago, he told me that the second week was a lot of classroom and interviews, and they tried to.
It's 3 weeks long now. They changed it.
Or that's right. Oh, right, because they said the first week, because officers were like knowing what to do. They were kind of slow, right?
Yeah, I don't know how they modified it. I don't. Had a couple kids go this year, but I haven't heard back from them. So, I haven't heard how they modified it. But I understanding is they made it 3 weeks. They still have one bad week, so they've added the little indoc phase at the beginning to get people a little bit more used to what they're gonna do. But I love it. I think it's awesome. It gives guys like you a chance to go, man. So
Right.
if you're gonna do it, like you just gotta be willing to work. Are you still playing lacrosse this spring?
Yes.
Not gonna be able to do none of this stuff, and
Till next.
ain't no way you're gonna be able to go to SOAS because you're gonna come out of lacrosse season in May, right?
Right.
There's no way,
Yeah.
no, bro. There's no way.
Yeah. And I'll probably be too beat up. And also, you need to submit. It's called MEPS?
February.
Right. By February, right?
Well,
Yeah.
you gotta start your package right now for SOAS.
If I were to do that, yeah, I'll do it now. Yeah, it would probably be best to wait though till the next summer, right?
Yeah, I tell everybody like you can't. There's no way. Like you need a solid 4 months of just because you got to be rucking 25 miles a week, man. Like they put a ruck on you, and you're gonna race people. You're gonna be racing Naval Academy kids with a ruck on. If you can't beat them, you ain't getting a billet. Like that's how I try to explain to people. I'm like, man, a kid to go out there and got lapped by a female. You ain't getting selected if the female laps you. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Right.
I'm gonna tell you right now. So that's the part of SOAS that a lot of people don't understand. It ain't buzz where you just don't quit. It's you have to beat a bunch of savages coming out of the Naval Academy.
Right. It's a competition. It's a test, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. What's for the guys who do finish? What is the acceptance rate? Like, of how many people they do choose, or is that just different every year?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's like RTC gets like OCS is getting like roughly 60 dues a year, give or take 5 on either side.
Okay. Yeah, I think the very beginning of this process, I've kind of been talking to people. Probably have more questions for you, like through email, but I'm still thinking. I haven't even thought about the pilot thing though, so I'll give that some research.
Have you flown at all?
No.
Okay, so take a familiarization flight before it gets bad. The weather gets bad up there. You're gonna have a local. Just look around for flight schools, flight clubs, any of that. You're looking for a familiarization flight. Go take a familiarization flight. Cost you like $2. They'll let you take off. You'll fly around. You'll be like, okay, this is pretty cool, or you'll be like, nah, I don't really like this. Okay, I encourage everybody, huh?
Is that they give you like a trial flight?
Bro, do you listen to anything I say? Are you one of them smart idiots? Okay, so bro, like don't SOAS.
Yeah.
You're never gonna select. If I just tell you something and you ask a dumbass question behind it, you're not gonna select.
Okay.
Just being bluntly honest with you. Okay. Actively listening to what I'm saying. I just told you what a familiarization flight is. What did I say?
They let you fly around and it's local. I don't understand how they let you do that with no.
They're sitting right next to you.
Oh,
They put you in a fucking plane and let you fly around.
Okay. So he has a pilot with you and they're instructing you while you're flying and stuff. It just seems surprising with no experience or education. They do that. Yeah.
It's not that hard. It ain't that big a deal.
Okay.
Come on, dude. Kyle, for a 3.8, you set me, bro. I just had a rough time with a 7th grader and some algebra. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm gonna put you in that same category for trying to multiply 2 negative numbers together and getting a negative. Okay?
Sorry.
Come on, man. You gotta listen. You just told me everything I just told you. You asked the question, and you just answered your own question. So you got the knowledge. All right. What else you got?
Right. That's really it. I just wanted to understand like what preparation was for OCS because that's what I had my sights on. But we'll look into the.
Send me an email. Ask for the Army PDF. You'll get it in 2.2 seconds because my bot is answering my emails. Okay. It over. You're gonna have some questions. Figure it out. Like it ain't no hard. Like I'll tell you, you get ready for OCS in a month. Coming out of lacrosse season, you get ready for OCS in about a month. PDF. Look at the PDF. Be like, okay, understand you're gonna come out of lacrosse in pretty good shape. Like, do it right. You should be able to keep it. You're gonna go to basic training first. Like, you walk out of lacrosse and go right into basic training, you'll be just fine.
And between basic and OCS, how does that work?
Sometimes you're gonna get a couple months off. Sometimes you're gonna go right into OCS. It just depends. Z Kong stepped out of basic training right into OCS. Other dudes, it just depends on where you hit it at.
Okay.
Home to do OSHA recruiting for a month or whatever. So.
Oh, okay. Okay. I see. And how much does basic like way down or like expect times to drop now? I should be fresh.
Oh, you're gonna get out of shape in basic, yes.
Oh, okay.
So out of shape in basic.
Okay.
You're just gonna start running again, and then you'll be fine in OCS.
Yes. Okay. All right. Well, yeah. It seems like again, this was just the beginning, so I'll have like more specific questions probably when I look at that PDF with everything on it.
Yeah,
So.
stop being scared, bro. Nothing like this hard. Like I'll tell you this, like then you asking stupid.
Wait,
so
yep.
I would tell you this, other than asking dumb questions, like I don't know why you wouldn't go try to go to SOAS if that's something you want to do. Because here's my thing. I tell everybody this. I went to SEAL training because I didn't want to go to 6 months of TBS. I figured if I'm gonna do 6 months of some shit, I might as well do some 6 months of some really good stuff. You know what I mean? So
Right.
you know, talk to the dad. I don't know how high speed you want to do. I don't know how much of your life you want to dedicate to it.
If I did SOAS, I would forget about everything else, like relationships, career, and I would just focus on that. From everything I heard, that seems like that's what you have to do.
My only problem with SOAS for you is you won't even be able to go to SOAS for 2 years. Like not like 2 years from right now, you'll be find out. You could be in the Army in May. You know what I'm saying? You could be a year into your career before you even got, a year and a half. You'd be headed to your unit in a year and a half.
Right. And also, if I wanted to go special forces and Army, isn't it less risky, right? Because I've heard some terrible stories about buds guys that they're on that ship.
You're gonna be an officer. You ain't going enlisted. So, like, dude that didn't make it out of Buzz as an officer is flying planes right now.
Oh, really? Okay. Say it's less risky for an officer out of.
There's no risk for an officer. You're not gonna get a gun now.
More.
You're not gonna get a gun. You'll be driving a ship or flying a plane or something else, but you're not gonna be scrubbing toilets with toothbrushes. I know that.
Okay. Yeah, because they want to utilize the officers, right? Is that why?
You're gonna be making 5 times the amount of money.
Interesting. Okay. I never even thought of this too. So after SAS, do you become the officer like at Buds or before it? Like
OCS.
before Buds.
So they're going to OCS. Like this class right now is going to OCS in November because they're short officers right now. So they're going to go to OCS in November, is my understanding. Most of them are going to go in November, like the OCS guys. And then they're going to turn around and they'll be at Buds in January. They go to November class, they'll be in Buds in like February.
Okay. That OCS wear them down at all for Buds or they're no,
you got to run your butt off at OCS. You're going to get out of shape at OCS.
Okay.
You're not going to swim. You're not going to run. So we kill it all the way up until OCS. And then we try to kill it for the couple of weeks in between.
Okay. Well, thank you for answering those questions. I know it's kind of like a novice interview, but
I just need you to listen. You're good.
Yeah,
we like Division I athletes. Y'all do well. So just telling you, just make sure you got your stuff together, right? If you're going to go, you need to go see the Army recruiters right now if you're going to do that. I wouldn't take no more time. You can start the Army process now. You ain't got no health issues, do you?
No, I'm healthy.
So when you go into recruiters, don't tell them nothing.
Okay.
Nothing about shin splints, but when you get the PDF, you'll big ass shin splint section on there. You got to be able to run, man. If you can't run, you're not gonna make it in the Army. You ain't gonna make it in SEAL teams either. So.
Okay, one more question about running. Would you be best high intensity, low volume, or high volume, low intensity if you could only do one?
Now, Kyle, you got finance from Alvernia.
Right.
Okay. You putting Alvernia at the bottom of the intelligence scale right now.
I'm sorry, I'm misrepresenting the school.
Yeah,
But
they must be giving A's away at Lavernia. What am I gonna say to that question?
it's on the PD.
Motherfucking PD for the 5th time, dude.
All right,
Everything. That's pretty all encompassing, correct?
that's correct.
And
All
then
right,
all the SEAL stuff is in the school classroom. The whole master class is in there. Land nav is in school's classroom and on my website, but that ain't nothing you need to worry about. You learn. I teach land nav in like 4 hours, so you ain't got to worry about that.
oh wow. All right,
Brother, send me a picture.
all right, we'll do. Appreciate it, Jake.
Later, Kyle. All right, folks. Woo! You know, Division I athletes. My man's a rocket scientist. Sometimes his brain's disconnected from all that brain power. Enjoy this bad boy.